Loud.
Good morning, everybody. It's the miracle call. Here it is, September, come on, help me with the date, 22nd, 2005, as Gregory and Robin get ready to take off for Italy. Wow. Have a great time, you guys. So this call is to really edify and congratulate people that are actually using the light technologies made by LifeWave. And we want to talk about the X39, the first 15 minutes of this half-hour call. And then we could talk about the other patches, the second half. Oh, and if you happen to have a story about Celergize in the first 15 minutes, we'd love to hear about that too. So this is a great place to bring guests, but there's plenty of us brand partners, some newer to LifeWave, some have been around the block. I've been around the block about 5 years now. So I have a lot of respect for you for just being here and showing up. It's really good that you're here. Thank you so much for being here. So just a couple of house rules. LifeWave does not claim to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. So we're restricted on the kinds of words we can use, okay? We cannot say names of diseases. If it has an itis or an ism, it's probably a disease. So please refrain from those kind of words. Just tell us your symptoms, how it was before you used X39 or Celergizen, how it was, or where you put the patch, how long you put the patch and where you put it, and the results. That would be excellent. Okay, and so we'd like to keep this brief as far as our testimonials, maybe 30 to 60 seconds. That would be good to be aware of other people that might want to raise their hand to speak. And we'd like you to keep those virtual hands raised while you're speaking so that I can spot you. So if you don't know how to raise your virtual hand, just go down to the bottom of your screen and hopefully you're on a laptop or a desktop. I know it's tougher on a phone, but if you're on a laptop or a desktop, you can see a little heart at the bottom of your screen with the word react. Click that and you'll see some little icons pop up. One of them is horizontal at the very bottom and it'll say raise hand. There, that's about as simple as I can make it. So let's see who has some neat testimonials to tell us this morning. I'm so glad you're all here, and I see that Jerry's hand is up. You go first, girl.
Good morning, Sunshar. I'm up in Gatlinburg here and just wanted to I have so many wonderful testimonies, and I will give you one that I think I haven't shared here for a while. And it brings the thing that people have to think about. I started the patches almost 5 years ago, and I was in severe pain for a problem that was caused by physical therapy, and it was where they got the muscle entangled with that nerve that goes down your leg and increased pain. I could not sit down for 3 weeks.
Oh,
And it was pretty intense. And at the same time, I had many health issues going on. So, what I want to leave with people is that problem after 3.5 months has not returned. And I don't have the pain in the leg, nothing. But, that pain, I'm sorry, the patch and those stem cells that with the light frequency, those stem cells are spitting out. They're going to where your body needs them the most. And obviously, it wasn't right there because it took 3.5 months. So, what I want to leave with people is that just keep the patch on. You don't know where it's going to help you. It is helping you. It will get to everything eventually. Maybe it might. You don't get to pick the fix, as Dr. Pam always says. And I like that. You don't get to pick the fix. So please be aware that wear that patch consistently, drink water, and it will eventually get to where you need the help. So thanks, Anshar.
well stated, Jerry. I hope that all the new people are really listening to what Jerry just said about us not being able to pick the fix. You know, you might have a bad knee or something and you want it to fix the knee. And first of all, the patches don't fix anything. They simply awaken our stem cells, and the stem cells are so intelligent that they know where the body needs the attention first. So please, please be patient and consistent. And of course, the hydration part, extremely important. Keep that chi flowing. Okay, Rita.
Forgot that move. Good morning, everyone. And I have a wonderful story about a high school classmate of mine. We graduated in 1960, and then life happened and we went different ways. I reconnected with her just about the holidays in 24, and she was in terrible shape. She'd had cardiac symptoms. She had broken bones in her hips. She was completely unable to live independently and in a lot of pain, needed care almost all the time, such that one of her significant others was saying, "We need to get you into an assisted living." She started patching with Performance Bundle and Eon. Last Monday, a week from today, I got a call from Diane, crying, saying, "I've had a miracle. I've started to walk again." Yes, that is so amazing. Her medical practitioners basically told her, "There's nothing we can do for you." And here she is walking and playing pool volleyball
Playing volleyball too.
in the pool. But I'm predicting she'll get outside on a court at some
Seems
point.
incredible. Was it the doctors that told her, no, you're not going to be able to walk? Two
They had
doctors.
two. And the cardiac condition, they didn't think she'd survive any interventions that they did. And now she's playing pool volleyball and
So it's
walking.
interesting, how our doctors could really influence our thinking. It's really something for us to be bold enough to say, as Dr. Tom Ackland says with LifeWave, see if your doctor will partner with you. And it's not like, hey, doctor, is it okay if I try these and hold up your little patch? Maybe educate them a little bit, have a little bit of literature, have them read it or her read it. And then you say, I'm going to be doing this for a good 6 months. So let's monitor my progress. That's a whole different approach. You guys, we have to think out of the box like David Schmidt did in order to create what we have in 82 countries. That's a selling point right there, wouldn't you think? Thank you so much, Rita.
Oh,
Okay,
thank you.
Susan, please. Are you trying to unmute? There you go.
Hi, I'm not sure who you invited, so I'll hop on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the only
Susan.
one with my hand up, so hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning. I have a new brand partner who has suffered from a autoimmune disease that affects the nerves endings, and she suffered from this for all of her adult life. And I'm very excited to see what the patches do for her. The very first day she put the patch on, I'm trying to encourage her to hop on, but she's not. So I'll share for her. She had horrible carpal tunnel pain in her wrist, and that went away right away. And recently so now she's, I guess, 2.5 weeks on the patches, and she's walking better than she has in a year. So exciting. And then a little testimony that she had a very swollen round thing right on the edge of her, beside her big toe. I forget what you call that. I probably shouldn't
I think
say.
it's called a bunion.
Yeah, like a bunion.
Yeah.
And it just, in the week she was out here with her mom patching, it just shrank down and went away. It just shrank. And so exciting things going on.
And this is just with X39, Susan?
Just X39.
A miracle
Yay.
patch. Wow. No wonder we all wear it every single day of our lives. I guess we're lifers. Life waivers. Get it? Okay. Hi, Lavelle.
Good morning, good morning. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a story when we first got started. A friend of ours, um, husband, he had one of those neurological conditions where he lost the feeling in his left side of his body. So you can probably figure it out, but that was. And
Mhm.
what happened is she bought the patches and she went home at 10 o'clock because she had the patches sent to her office. And she put the patch on him at 10 o'clock at night. And he wakes up the next morning and he's touching her. And, they're married. So she turns over and says, like 7 in the morning, she says, "Oh, what are you trying to be fresh?" He said, "Honey, for the first time in 2 years, I can feel your body."
Aw.
And
Aw.
like not even a day, 10 o'clock at night till 7 and 9 hours,
Oh,
his feeling came back.
wow. So many people will say, I slept like a baby the very first night, but this tops every story I've ever heard. Overnight can feel, oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Lavelle. Hey, Beck.
Hey there, hun. Can you hear me okay?
Very well.
Okay. I'm so happy to be here always. So grateful for the community and the patches, of course. I'd like to brag on the results my sweet mama got after 3.5, 4 months of being a skeptic. I would share with her testimony after testimony of ailments that people were having improvement on that several of her friends had. She originally thought it sounded like snake oil. I said, I know it sounds like it, Mama, but it's not. That's what the peptides do in our body, and it just helps elevate them back to bring your health back. My mother, unbeknownst to me, finally allowed me to gift her on her 80th birthday, 4 months into when I was patching. And I found out that she'd only been sleeping 2.5 hours every night. That's awful. Had no clue. Thanks to the patches, I found out. She's very private. She was having problems with her balance. She had to hold the wall when she bent over. She had a problem with neuropathy. I'm sorry, forgive me. That just slipped out. I can't remember what those symptoms are, but forgive me. And she was very discouraged and anxious and had a little problem, doing her taxes every year, just, cognitively and such. And just hearing the lady that was just sharing about her friend, what happened to her, I'm very empathetic to the aging process and people feeling hopeless. My mother had all the things I just listed improve almost immediately on her body. And she went from being a skeptic. First of all, that's a one patch wonder. She only had X39 on. Thank God she had those results. She started sleeping 7 hours a night, week 1. The symptoms associated with the word I wasn't supposed to say went away. She said, it's like I've got more joy. And my sweet mama says she will now never be without the patches. She's also added a secondary supplement patch. So that was someone who said they couldn't afford them, just word for everybody. And she said, we're not going to grow old together, honey. We're going to grow younger together. So beautiful. So grateful.
Oh, Beck. Unbelievable. So many beautiful stories wrapped up into one there. I just, a term just came to mind. What about we be warriors of light? What do you think?
Yeah, good.
All righty, Lavelle, you're on again.
Okay, so it's 15 after the hour. So I'm gonna continue the story about our friend who woke up the next day with his feeling. Well, after that, we started applying the HAT protocol to him because he didn't really have his balance yet, no mobility, couldn't concentrate. And he had been in the mortgage industry, couldn't take his test because he couldn't focus. Well, in 90 days of wearing the HAT protocol, he got all his mobility back. In
Oh.
6 months, he was able to drive again. And also, he took his test and passed it and gotten back into the mortgage industry. It's just such a powerful story. But we really want to encourage everyone, Sun Shower. Guys, this is a lifestyle. Don't just think that once you get your results that you want to stop. No, you want to continue to wear these patches. You want to decide, hey, this is my lifestyle. Teach other people to do the same thing because the results will keep coming. Thanks so much.
Hence the name of our conference this year. The theme is Share the Light. How dare we not share about this good news? Okay, I see Michelle.
Good morning, beautiful sun shower.
Mhm.
I am off camera. I can't be on right now, but I have a couple shares and we are past 15 after, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I've shared this before, but it's worth repeating that my dear mom, who is 86 years young, and she is such a promoter of these patches. I mean, everywhere she goes, she was getting her nails done, and there was a lady sitting next to her, and the lady was, "My God, you have a lot of energy." And my mom said, "Yeah, and I'm 86." And the woman's like, "What's your secret?" And my mom told her, and she gave her my number, and the woman and I connected, and she's been using the patches. It's kind of cool. So my mom, about probably 3 years ago, I was talking to her and she had told me that she had a series of mini issues with her brain. I'll just say that, which resulted in her having a little bit of, I wouldn't say slurred speech, but she just had difficulty being as articulate as she normally is. My mom is extremely sharp and very smart. And she just wasn't quite putting her sentences together the way she normally does. And then she told me that she was having to use a walker. And I was like, "Oh dear, mom. Okay, do you have the glutathione, the Eon, and the energy enhancer?" And she did, because my mom uses all the patches. She's just so great. So I told her, I sent her a picture of the HAP protocol. And I kid you not, I am not even exaggerating. It was 24 hours later. I talked to her and I said, "Do not wear it for 12 hours, mom. It's way too powerful." I said, "Wear it for half an hour to an hour, maybe a couple times a day." So the next day I spoke to her, and I am not joking. Her speech was completely clear. She was just, sharp as she ever has been. So yeah, the HAP protocol is pretty amazing. And if people aren't familiar, I think, Sunshower, did you put it in the chat? I think
I
you
did put, I didn't
yeah.
put the exact URL other than liveyoungerproducts.com. Just, click on the menu and the very bottom thing is
Yeah.
going to say HAT protocol.
Yeah. And it's for any kind of head trauma, brain issue, seizures, those types of things. It's wonderful. So, all
Yeah,
right.
even those headaches that make it impossible to function and you have
Yes.
to be in the dark room and no sounds. Yeah,
Exactly. Thank you.
thank you for that. That's a really, really good one. Your mom, I've met your mom, Joni, right?
Joni. Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
she's a hoot. I'm so
She
glad that
is.
she's doing as well as she is,
Thank
Michelle.
you. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. I have a lady named Deborah on her iPhone.
Hi, everybody. And I just have a quick story about my soon to be 11-year-old St. Bernard. I was out of X39 patches because we go through a sleeve every 10 days between my St. Bernard and myself and my son and other people, but he couldn't walk and the 39s were delayed because of Labor Day. And I always get them FedEx, but Labor Day threw us off. So Teddy was in bed. He could not get off the bed. And Roxanne from the Stem Cells, Michael's team, she was concerned. We're all concerned. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. He still can't get out of bed. And the patches arrived. We went and checked. They arrived, let's say 2:47 that afternoon. Got it on his right leg that wasn't moving. And within 17 minutes, Ted was off the bed walking.
Come on.
Yeah, he gets a patch every day. He has a 39 on his leg every day, a new one. And then he has Eon at night and sometimes 2 Eons at night. But it literally could, but he, like I said, every day he gets a patch. But it took 17 minutes for him to be able to get up on the bed, and I help him off and I have a harness and all that. And I mean, he got off without the harness that day, but just saying, we timed it and it was 17 minutes.
So, so say that part again, the patches for the first time, right?
Well,
Arrived
no,
at-
no, no. He wears 39s every day, a new fresh 39 every day.
Oh,
Every day he wears a new patch, but because his right leg is not working right at all.
hmm.
And so, because like I said, he'll be 11. He wasn't supposed to live to be 18 months because he ended up, he has 17 coils and a plate in his liver from 10 years ago. But Ted could not get out of bed that day. We were flat out of patches. I'd gone a few days without mine, so he'd get a new one every day. But that day, because our orders come in 3 days out here to Oregon, but it was like 7 days because of Labor Day, and our driver was, doing other items, I guess, FedEx. And from the time Roxanne was monitoring us, and by the time they got here, got the patch on, it was 17 minutes, and it was by about like 3:07 when he got out of bed that afternoon, which is not. Yes, yes, yeah.
Oh, Deborah, that's fantastic.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
she makes a good point. It is a good idea to keep your health tracker near you. If you
Yeah.
don't know what that is, please check with the person that introduced you to this call. And that health tracker ought to be printed out, and you fill it in as to how it was before you started using the X39.
Yes.
And like one day into it, maybe 2, 3, 7, up to about 30 days. But that was brilliant to notice the time.
Yeah, because
Right.
he couldn't. That's not normal
Yeah.
for him, and he's been on the patches, I would say, about 16, 17 months. And so it's kept Ted going, and I could not be more grateful. He's like my fourth son. And so yeah, but it was 17 minutes because he hadn't had a new patch on that day, and it
Gosh.
it got him out of bed, and he
Oh,
wants to live, or
yeah.
he does. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much,
Yes.
Deborah. That was
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh boy, Lavelle's back. Time number 3. What you got for us?
Well, we got so many stories. So we have a group in Indonesia, and her name, actually Vilma Posadas, who's one of our directors, she introduced it to one of her students because she's a classical piano teacher online, and her student had autoimmune disease, and she was on 25 different medicines. So Vilma said, look, use all the patches. Just use all the patches. And in 1 year, her doctor took her off of 22 and 25 medicines. She was using everything. And then about a half a year later, her doctor took her off the last 3 medicines in a year and a half. But she just was using everything. Vilma said, use everything. And then on one other story, because I was thinking about Michelle's mom that is 86, I guess. Well, we have a manager in our group that's 98, and she was on oxygen, legs were swollen, was in her wheelchair, and she was using everything. And now she's off the oxygen and she's up walking, and she just celebrated on August 7th her 98th birthday.
Oh gosh.
Just amazing.
Oh,
Thanks for letting me share.
the patch just keeps on ticking. Well, Deborah, with iPhone, if you're done, just lower your hand. If you have something else you wanted to add. Oh, you took your hand down. Come on now, you guys. There's only, let's see, 155 of us here. I betcha somebody else has a story besides Michelle, but let's call on Michelle.
Come on, you guys, be bold. You got to share your story. Someone wants to hear another hostess is on here right now saying, come on, you guys, raise your hand.
Yeah.
So I have a quickie, and it's a cat, because we all love the pet stories, right? So I don't have a cat, but my landlord does, and she has some kind of eye infection. And my landlord's out of town, and she left some drops in the fridge. And you know how much cats love to have their heads, held and drops put in their eyes, like not. But I did that, and she kind of shook it, and I don't know how much of the drops got in, but I did put my used X39 on her. Now, I will tell you that when I saw her yesterday afternoon, her eye was almost completely swollen shut. And my landlord said, the drops are kind of helping, but they're not really helping. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do some extra insurance. And I put my used X39, it was on her all night. This morning I saw her and her eye is completely open, completely fine. So yeah, the drops might have done something, but she was telling me that, they weren't helping her that much. So yay, X39, put your used patches on your patch, people.
Think
Okay.
outside the box, like Michelle just suggested, There's all kinds of ways to use the patches. We have a brand partner that put an X39 on the outside of the aquarium, and her betta fish got better overnight. I don't know. And Darlene, you've talked about your plants, right? Put the X39 in the soil, plant's not doing so good. In a while, it's like blooming, right, Darlene? You still around?
Yep, that worked on 2 different plants.
You even showed us pictures of before and after. Amazing. Thank you so much. Great one, Michelle. Oh, goody. Look we got some hands up and now we're almost out of time. Come on, talk fast. Okay, Terry, please.
Yes. Hello. Good morning. I've been on the patch since January. And one thing that happened for me was I had fallen on the ice and snow getting into my car. So my ankle kind of went under me. So, and that was in the early 1990s that happened. And I started wearing the X39, and it still swells a little, but it has swollen every year since that happened, and I never really had it checked out. But the swelling has gone down. I didn't have a lot of pain anymore because it had been so many years, but I would say that this is a retracing that happened because it was so long ago. But yeah, I've had before and after pictures, and it's just much, much better. And I'm happy.
Oh, good for you, Terry. And just in case folks are new and don't know about retracing, it's basically like when we put the X39 to us, the X39 doesn't even need to touch us. It can even be on our sleeve or back, the shirt, or even a few inches away from us. Guess what? It's still going to work. But retracing is something that the body goes, oh yeah, there was that issue. And the stem cells go, okay, let's go back and work with that. And it might not be so comfortable. That's called retracing. Thanks so much. I'm going to be quiet because we have 3 more hands up and we'll end with Beth. But right now it's Allie's turn.
I was with my grandchildren most of the day on Saturday, and my granddaughter does hip hop dance, like she's an hour and a half nonstop. And suddenly she reached the end of the music and just like almost dissolved. She climbed into my lap. Okay, so you don't have to put the patch on your child if it's on you. And she couldn't snuggle tightly enough. Like, when your grandkids get to be as big as you are, I was really getting squished. But she calmed down because the patches were on me and the energy was inside me going through to her.
A little bit of osmosis going on there. How nice is that? Guys, be aware. This is powerful, what we're talking about today. Hey, Kate.
Well, hi there, everybody. I have an add-on to my heart story. Some of you might know that for years before the patches found me, I had 2 chambers of my heart that had electrical problems. And 6 months in, after using X39, I added 49. 3 months later, so 9 months total, I went back to the cardiologist specialist and he listened and he checked out my recorder and he said, you do not have those anymore. because I couldn't answer any of his questions with an answer that made sense to him. So he knew I wasn't lying after that. So my hands went up in the air, touchdown, I was excited because I created my story. But now I heard a few days ago, somebody said the words heart murmur. That's not a diagnosis or anything. It's just something I lived with all my life, such that doctors would call each other over and go, "Hey, you got to listen to this." I'm like, okay, great. It must be a weird one. And so I hadn't thought about it in a long time. And I went back last week to the doc and I said, I want you to look really hard and listen. And he went 12 places on my body and he looked at me and goes, "I don't hear anything." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is great." It has been with me and I'm 75. So and to what you said, Sunshower, keep wearing the patches. Don't ever stop. Yeah.
Yeah, us hosts will tell you all day long, just be consistent. Do not give up. You think it might not be working. It's working just fine. You just aren't getting the results you want right
Yeah.
then. So we'll end up with Beth. Thank you so much, Kate. Great story. Beth?
Hi. I just have a really quickie. Ever since I was like a teenager, I've been on X39 since the beginning of March, I believe. And so ever since I was a teenager, I had this flaky patch of skin on right near where my ring finger is. And it would come and go, usually with stress, I would notice. But and then I saw another flaky patch that started on my index finger, same hand, maybe a few years after that. And it's just something that comes and goes. And a few weeks ago, I was rubbing my hand and noticing how smooth it was there. I looked down, the patch is gone. It's been there for years, like what, 30 years? It's gone. It's smooth skin, and the one that was starting is also not there either.
Wow, so cool, Beth. Thank you so much. We are just past the bottom of the hour, but I just have to add in my story that's so many of you already know, but I was born without the sense of smell. And so I just couldn't smell for 72 years. Now this is 2 years into wearing the X39, right? And I'm out in my backyard weeding and I go, wow, this weed smells different than this weed. What? So really just hang in there. You never know what your body's going to do in response to this X39. Wouldn't you say, Danielle?
Yes. Well, oops, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. It's exciting. This is so exciting. And I'm seeing my friend Brad and watching your face smile every time you get on this. So thrilling. This is about a train wreck. This woman was at our event that we went to with Mark Aceta, which was great, thanks to Janet and the team and the Mascaris. And this woman looked like a train wreck. She looked like somebody had hit her in the face with a shovel. And it ended up she had had plastic surgery on her eyes. They were, remember her, she was so bruised and so swollen and so embarrassed. And Rita, because you have that patch on your face, I wanted to bring it up because we took the patches, the X39 and an Eon, I think, and we put them on her cheeks right under her eyes. And within, an hour or two, you could see literally the purple going down and her eyes started to light up. And by the next day, she looked so much better and was so excited. She said, "I'm so embarrassed." I said, "Don't be embarrassed. You should walk around with these. It's been more embarrassing than those bruises." And so anyway, they worked really fast and it was really exciting to see her change.
What a great story, and so fast. You mentioned a patch that maybe our new people might not know about. Please check with the person that brought you to this call. A patch called AEON, we say Eon, and it just calms things down. All kinds of things, not just this area, I can tell you for sure. Okay, anybody else got a quickie, or else I'm going to pass this over to Liz or to Gregory, who's there to wrap us up.
It was just email just came out, Sunshower. If you have a new brand partner that enrolled at September 15th or after. They're giving $100 off the conference.
Oh
Just saw
my
that email.
goodness. Wow. What a generous company. Aren't you glad that you guys are all here? Hello. Thanks for being here. Great stories. Next time, if you didn't speak, get bold, raise that virtual hand. We're all here to support you. And you never know, but that your story might affect somebody else in a very positive way. So who would like to take over? Would that be Gregory or Liz?
Well, Gregory doesn't seem to be unmuting, so I guess Liz will. So thank you, everyone. Great stories this morning, and keep on sharing and keep on patching. So we want to wish Gregory and Robin a fun vacation with their family. They're going to be going over to Italy for 2 weeks. And so we hope that they have a fun excursion with the family. So this evening, we're going to be having Connie Lucas will be doing the Monday evening presentation. And as Danielle alluded to, going to that event, there's going to be some excerpts from that. So you're not going to want to miss that. Watch for the newsletter coming out later on today. And then tomorrow night, we're going to have Dr. Velvet and and Anne Moreau doing the
Power of the Patch Showcase?
Power of the Patch Showcase. That's correct. So anyway, we look forward to having you all join us throughout the week. And thanks. And we'll wrap this up for this morning. So if everybody would like to unmute themselves, please do. And
may I ask a quick question?
okay.
So there's no director meeting on Wednesday, but what about Thursday? Will there be something on Thursday
Yes,
morning?
there will be. There will be a Thursday morning training this week. So
Thank you.
And
okay.
Liz, it's Michelle. Someone asked in the chat, where do you sign up for the newsletter? There may be others that are wondering. It's Live Younger Newsletter, correct, Liz? LiveYoungerNewsletter.com?
I believe that's correct.
LiveYoungerNewsletter.com for anyone who's not receiving the newsletter weekly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Sunshower
everybody.
Rose.
Thank you, Sunshower.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Liz.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you.
Great.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you from
Thank you.
Grand Rising.
Have a lovely
Great
extra.
call.
Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate
Love all the
Happy bake
great
cake.
stories.
Bye-bye.
Well, yeah, so,
Thank you, Sunshine.
Abundant blessings on all.